They even have apple trees outside.
Yes.
They even have little baskets saying pick apples.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on that notification bell for you to get updated for all my future uploads. By the way, my name is Raymond, your Pinoy nurse here in Ireland. Okay, team, what's up? So this is another sit-down vlog for all of you guys. And I know that we can't wait to get out of our comfort zone, of our home, to travel. Especially if you are here in Ireland, or if you are from the Philippines and aspiring to travel Ireland or be here in Ireland anytime soon. This video is for you. So we are going to talk about Irish travelers, and we have a very special guest. Let's meet him now.
Hey guys, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to talk about traveling. And not just simple traveling, but Irish travels. And we are going to be joined by none other than the author of Mad About Ireland book, Mr. Noel Francis. Hi Noel!
I got to know you because I had this book. This was given to me as a gift last Christmas by one of my colleagues, and it actually interests me because number one, Filipino author, and then number two, Filipino author featuring Irish tourist spots. Before we talk about your book, I just want to know you more. So you were working as a nurse here in Ireland.
That's correct.
Yeah. When did you arrive here?
Well, that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was long time ago. Oh my God, I was only a kid. Sorry, 20 years ago, 2001. So I'm turning 20 years this year. Half of my life is in Ireland now, and I'm working as a nurse. And I've been in different sectors, but my passion is more on working with people with dementia.
That's nice. I'm just curious, why did you choose nursing in the first place? Was it like your mom asked you to be a nurse, or were you influenced by somebody else?
Well, it's a very common story back home, you know?
Yeah.
A few nurses in the family. My two sisters are nurses. So there's a kind of like a pushing drive to be a nurse many years ago. I took nursing for reasons that cousins told me that this will be your ticket to go out.
Yeah.
And it proves them right. Look, I've been traveling, and my passport to go out is nursing.
And for 20 years staying here in Ireland, I'm pretty sure you have witnessed the development, you know, from the start that you've been here, because 2001, that's very long time. And, you know,
yeah,
a lot of things changed. Why Ireland in the first place? Why not other countries?
Well, Ireland and myself are kind of like a hit and miss. It was an accident, really. After graduation from nursing, I went to Italy to visit my mom.
Okay.
And then there's a family friend, there's a common friend who happened to be Irish and told me, hey, we want to go to Ireland. And this is Ireland. That time, I don't know about Ireland. I know Ireland exists. I was just like, I was struggling a little bit in Italy, in Rome, to study Italian, but I totally enjoyed it because it's a different place, you know. It's a beautiful place. What pushed me to go to Ireland is kind of like more, look, the language is important. In the long term, I want to work in a nursing field where I can freely practice and communicate. You know how important English is and communications.
Yes.
I ended up in Dalkey, which is again, wow, it's a beautiful place. It was love at first sight. I was just so amazed and said, look, I found my place. And I said, like, look, this is really the place for me.
But did you ever think that when the first time you arrived here in Ireland, there's no high-rising building, there's no skyscrapers?
That's the upsetting part.
Yeah, did you like disappoint yourself? Like, I'm not expecting this. Yeah.
I love surprises. So I won't Google around Ireland before I came here. I was expecting a big metropolis. I was expecting a busy city. I was expecting 40-floor high-rise building. 20 years ago, there's no such thing as big malls and big places. There was lacking a little bit of charm. But, you know, it's up to you to discover that.
Especially if you will come here during the winter time, you know, it's gloomy. We have what we call the sad syndrome. But you're correct. You're very right about it's really up to you how to make things brighter. And I think because Italy or any other countries is known already to the people, especially in the Philippines.
That's right.
But Ireland, to be honest with you, when I came here or when I first heard about Ireland, I asked myself, where's Ireland in the map? Actually, did you have that kind of thing as well?
Yes. Well, I was during college time. Westlife was a big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. One of the singers.
So
Yeah.
was U2, Sinead O'Connor, and I heard about Ireland as another country under the British rule. You know?
If you can still remember, or where was the first tourist spot or place that you've been?
I remember it clearly in my mind that the springtime, the blooms are all over the place. The Dublin Bay was so calm, and there's few harbors around. It's a fishing coastal village in Dublin. It's a little bit opulent. I only realized that on the later part that the houses are like real Georgian houses, period houses, and they're massive porches. They even have apple trees outside.
Yes.
They even have little baskets saying pick apples. And it's just like, oh
Really?
my God. I then said to myself, like, look, I think there's beauty beyond this place.
Yes.
That I need to travel and know Ireland. And the love affair between me and Ireland really started in Dalkey. Even now, it become my constant. I keep on going back to the place,
Okay.
just to kind of like be with nature or to appreciate the beauty of a place in a different season and approach.
Interesting. That's interesting. I think you started traveling because one of the selling factors of Ireland is the balance between work and your social life.
That's
So-
right. I do believe that I always have that traveling DNA with me. You know,
And
it wasn't tapped, it wasn't discovered. Of course, resources-wise, it's expensive to travel during the time.
okay.
There's only few transports that are available. I work hard for a couple of weeks and to save, and then I started to build confidence to travel to Dublin city centre. I went to different kind of tourism offices, know about Ireland, study about Ireland, what are beautiful spots that are near to me. What I get from those are kind of like more momentarily satisfactions of connecting with nature.
And I'm pretty sure you have met a lot of people along the way, a lot of acquaintances during your
That's right.
travel. Have you met a lot of locals, or did they really help you to discover more of your place, or of Ireland in general?
In order to make love with the place, and in order to experience with the place, and in order to immerse yourself culturally and experience, is to deal and to meet people. That's the only way that you will experience real Ireland, if you are trying to integrate, trying to be one of them, trying to ask about their culture, trying to be curious about things. Those people that I met along the way are actually helping me to redirect myself. Look, Ireland is small, but it's huge. It's not really signposted properly, so the chances of getting lost is big.
Exactly. I like what you said about the integrate with people, and I'm just curious, with your personal experience, have you felt any kind of minority feeling or kind of racism, if I may say?
For me, I'm speaking about myself. I will be polite first to kind of like know, and that I don't see as I'm intimidated or I feel like I'm a minor person. I think it's up for a person to make him or herself minor or equal to others. There will be a few seconds delayed because of the accent, the way we talk. It's so nasal, It's so different accent in a different, especially the Dublin accent or the Kerry accent. They're totally different.
Yeah.
So as a Filipino talking to them, your brain is working, absorbing those informations that sometimes you feel like a little bit of a step back because you don't understand.
Mhm.
But I am a type of a person that if I don't understand, I will ask, what?
Yes.
What again? What again? Back to the question of being minority or a bit different, I don't think so. The more that I am more interested with them, by talking, the more that they're interested with me.
Just to add to that, because a lot of people they think that they are minor because of the English language, right?
Yeah.
And they have to understand that English is not a test of your intelligence.
I think it's just all about if you're visiting a house and be polite.
Yeah.
And my biggest tip is that as you are interested with other people will be interested about, hey, what's Philippines like? you
Yes.
know. So that will be my chance to sell the country too.
Exactly. On a lighter note, okay, because this book that I'm holding right now, let me just show it to them. This is mad about Ireland. Okay, let's talk about your book. This book was actually conceptualized during the pandemic last year.
That's right.
So aside from that, okay, from a lot of time that the pandemic gave us, what inspired you to write this book?
Look, I've been traveling around Ireland,
Yeah.
and so many times I've been going back to places, and it's always my goal to kind of like, look, before I go, I need to see the whole place. During my travels, I collected a lot of photos and pictures and a little bit of notes on my journals. And I said to myself, well, I think it's about time to ink my affair and my love with Ireland. Still pandemic now, but during these trying times, I was able to focus on something that I will challenge myself to write into something. Writing is kind of like one of those things that I love to do, and in the end, it was in the form of a book.
Yeah. It's just so interesting, guys, because Noel here actually traveled over 1,500 locations here in Ireland.
That's right. Well, I was only planning to write a book, right?
Okay.
And so I put all the top places that you need to see in Ireland. How about the other places that is also equally beautiful but less famous places? Last year, after I released the book, I sat down and I said to myself, so I think I'll start to write another book as a continuation. Go with it and write everything about Ireland. So I'm also in the process of publishing a second book, which is called Mad About Ireland Book 2, places that are kind of like less traveled, and it's also 210 different places. It's never ending.
We're so excited about the book too. Yeah.
The book too, yeah.
Yeah. Who conceptualized all of this? Like, there are pictures and there are some captions, like a short paragraph here describing the place. Who conceptualized all of this?
During my 20 years of travel in Ireland, I didn't only just discover a place. I discovered a person, and I fell in love with a person. And that person happened to be Irish, you know.
All right.
My work also shows the input of my partner, and majority of the time he'll take a photos of me as a souvenir of a place. You have to prove that you've been to that place as part of my collection. We need to get the background at the, you know, take a picture of the background.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's mad about Ireland. It will shows how mad I am and how I can prove and support that claim. That in every pages that I've been, there's a balance between the subject and the place. And who conceptualized it is generally my own idea, of course, but I don't want to compromise the narratives of the story. It needs to be supported by the photos or the narrative itself. It wouldn't be stressful for a reader as well. Kind of like more a thrill for a traveler to further travel the place and discover it yourself. These are my pictures. This is a strong title, like Mad About Ireland is a strong title. It's more about proving, it's more about claiming.
And also interesting because if you will flip every pages, you will see a nice picture, you know? And then from the pictures, because right now, for example, this one, I'm checking the rocks. You have it there, Asian rocks. Yeah. It's so nice to see this, you know, the two pictures. And then there's a caption, like you will really read it because you want to know more, especially for me that I haven't been there. It's just so interesting and thrilling. And what's good about your book is that the pictures or the locations are collated in such a way, the seasons of Ireland. Why so?
I love the paginations of the book. Like I always start with spring, summer, autumn, and winter. It is because that you can tell the beauty of Ireland in a different approach and different seasons. So it's kind of like a reference book as well to kind of like, you know, if you want to see what is the best places to travel during spring or winter. So it's kind of like a reference book for that.
And this is really nice. And I'm sure a lot of people wants to get a copy of this book. Tell them where can they take this?
You can get the book through contacting me. During the pandemic, majority of the bookstores are closed. So I didn't really pay attention in applying for, you know, to make it available in the bookshelves because, you know, I said to myself, maybe after this pandemic, with the two books together, I will have better chances of promoting my book. I only use the social media stand for promoting it. I haven't go mainstream, government or non-government or private organizations
They're
are getting
interested about
interested with it. What good about the book is that it can mature, it can rest for a while. When you're trying to promote a book, it includes the touching of the book, the texture, the removing it from the shelves and getting a feel of it.
Yes.
And having a quick browse, and that's the way people will buy. We will have a day for that.
Yes, for sure. And I'm excited, and I hope that if you will do that, like the book promotion, I'll be happy to be there and have this book and have a signature from you. Mad About Ireland, guys, has a Facebook page. I will link it down below so you can place your order for this book. And definitely, guys, you will never be disappointed about this book. When I first saw this, I told to myself, oh, this is an almanac. Because I've been reading that when I was a child, like, full of pictures, full of description, and it's really interesting. You know what, guys? This book is really nice as well because traveling a different place, for example, Ireland, in the eyes of your fellow men, a Filipino, is a different kind of feeling.
Because you know what? That's right. Because even the Irish people told me it's like it took a while for another person from another country to write about Ireland. And the feeling about that for them is that they're really, really privileged to get this book because it's like, oh my God, like I'm an Irish person, but I haven't been to a lot of places that you've been.
Exactly. As it's written in the book, Noel Francis, a self-acclaimed Irish king of Irish travels. Well, that is true. That is true.
And I want to claim that. And it's true. It will be a reflective for me as well. Like, look, we will grow old someday. On every pages of an artist itself during his prime days, like young days.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting how the feeling will go around this book in 50 years. So looking back in this book will be kind of more nostalgic traveling to remind me that, hey, I had a great time.
And I'm pretty sure you have traveled the world. So how many countries you have traveled so far?
I've been to 72 countries.
Was that nearly half already?
There's about 197 countries in the world. So I'm not halfway to it, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
For Filipinos that are here, we are very lucky that Ireland is in the area where we can travel everywhere. We can actually have breakfast in Paris and then dinner in Rome. Because
amongst all the places in this book, or probably in your memory, which is the most memorable?
The most memorable, I think, is Galway, because that's my first travel outside Dublin, and being amazed with the region of Connemara and the nature. I love nature, and I like the solitude and tranquility of the place. I love Galway in terms of the region of Connemara, County Galway. There are a lot of places that equates the beauty as well. That there are places that can be very tiny places like Dullen in County Clare, where it's a dead village during the day, but during the night it opened up into a pandemonium of music. It depends on your mood, Sometimes you can go to places like West Cork, where you can enjoy the beautiful beaches there. Historical places like old castles and fortresses and abbeys are very good to visit. I also like Dublin. There's something about Dublin that really, really adding to the charm. I think it's a charming city. I think there's something about encouraging you to write, encouraging you to express your feelings. There's a lot of great people that walks on the street of Dublin, like Wilde, Yeats, James. There's a beauty in bleakness, there's beauty in ruralness, there's a beauty in simplicity. The beauty of Ireland is not mega like Norway or south of France. It's not. The beauty of Ireland is relaxing. The beauty of Ireland is just enough for you to absorb.
And you know what, Noel Francis, you inspire me hearing all of those wonderful words, and I'm so excited to discover more about Ireland. Thank you so much. Thank you for inspiring the Filipinos, especially the Filipino Irish, and those aspiring nurses and Filipinos who wants to travel Ireland. Okay, and this book is really good, and I really recommend you guys to have a copy of this. I will put the link down below, the Facebook page of Mad About Ireland, so you can place your order there. Okay, Thank you so much, Noel Francis, for this book.
Thank you so much. And look, we'll be opening soon to travel intercounties and do get the chance to know Ireland, fall in love with Ireland. You meet a lot of friends in Ireland.
Yeah.
Who knows who you'll met, you know?
Oh, thank you so much for that. For sure, they will put that in their minds and hearts. You know, travel more whenever you have chance. You know.
Whenever you have chance. That's
Yes.
right.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. And look, keep safe and keep traveling and do good work. And truly, you're inspiring to update us. You know, with your work. God, oh my God, I'm a fan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Noel, and have a nice day. All right, cheers.
Have a nice day. Bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.